revolution. Individuals such as Malcolm Masara, who is also popularly known as Traore. I think we once brought him here on this particular channel. And should I say was it a mistake to bring him? There is absolutely nothing. I said everyone on this channel should actually come. Everyone, it's open to express themselves. We are not ZANU-PF that actually wants to create for themselves and close out other Zimbabweans. All opinions must be heard, sometimes even if we don't agree with them. He seems to have dumped the retired General Chiwenga faction. And the question is, was he part of the retired General Chiwenga faction from the onset? Or he was working with Emerson Mnangagwa to infiltrate the retired General Chiwenga faction? These are the questions that are going on. You know, I've always said that trust ZANU-PF people at your own peril. He seems to have crossed to the other side, the very side that he was criticizing, staunchly so. Even printed T-shirts written, with the picture of retired General Chiwenga to indicate that he really supported him. You know, he created even, was it a WhatsApp channel? At one point, I saw him also inboxing me. He was this fervent about his support for retired General Chiwenga. Did he actually, was he genuinely supporting him? Or he was planted? I think that is the most important question that one has to ask. Greetings once again and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Let's listen to him speaking in an audio that is circulating all over social media.
Anotapira kudarika kokuendera kumwe munhu ega anomisa iti ndimwari ari one. It knows how to put together a strong, competent team. He knows how to put together a team inofambisa basa. So my point, my message to everyone is just join the winning team. Keep 3-1 team. Kusakana urutosungwa bhazi riri kufamba. Ukaramba wakamira ndiwo unosara ndiwo unoramba uchitambura. And you see. So join the winning team. Join the wagon of development.
So this is, in fact, Traore. His name is Malcolm Masara. At the height of the Blessed Geza revolution, these were the people who were at the forefront of the Blessed Geza revolution. I remember a lot of people warning that these people, they are not essentially working with Blessed Geza, but they quickly became supporters of Blessed Geza, printing the T-shirt, speaking about revolution, creating groups. They were followed by, they had the largest following. People were actually following their channels and everything. I remember, I used to think that Traore was in South Africa at some point because he was using a South African registered number. When we used to connect and do the interviews, I then learned that the man was arrested. I remember we're covering the stories that he has been arrested alongside other war veterans, but something suspicious. He was released here than all others. Other war veterans, including Matsibaba Shanduko, had to stay in prison for the longest period of time. And just recently, he started also towards the process of the parliament, finality of kept through. He began to launch his own channel. He appeared to be supporting retired General Chiwenga, again speaking about the revolution. And all of a sudden, when there were talks of protest, then he started to jump the wagon and was against the protests, saying people are used, talking about Mats Bababe Shandugo, that is used, he should not allow. Now he has actually openly come out that there is no one who can remove Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. It is God alone. This is, in my view, counterintelligence of Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. This allusion that there is no one who can remove Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, it is actually part of the counterintelligence. There is no way, Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa cannot be removed. He is not a god. He can be easily removed very, very fast and swiftly. And from what I know is that the struggle to fight against the Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3, which has been translated into law, is still going on, and it should actually go on. I don't think these few individuals who were ZANU-PF members, don't trust. I still repeat today, people should never trust anyone from ZANU-PF. Today they are this side, and all of a sudden they can easily shift it. You don't be surprised to also see Walter Mzembe actually on the side of Emerson Tambutso. In fact, he is actually twerking for that these days, if you are closely following him. So it's something that does not surprise me. I think also I was not surprised when even Knox Chivero said Xavier Kasukwere was part of the enemies of the state, which means he was not part of the retired General Chiwenga. He was pretending to be part of the retired general. There is a school of thought that say Xavier Kasukwere is actually working with Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, especially has been used in South Africa. Remember, Xavier Kasukwere was part of the Central Intelligence Organization before he actually became a politician. And also when Robert Gabriel Mugabe was removed, he returned to Zimbabwe, of course, and he was granted bail, and then he went back to South Africa again. So, and also, whoever thought that Professor Jonathan Moyo, after lashing out Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa almost on a daily basis since the coup of 2017, will go back to bed with Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa, and actually nobody ever saw that happening, and advised him to stay in power until he dies, and actually support the creation of a dynasty by Emerson Tambutso. Nobody saw that coming. So typically, this is the characteristic of ZANU-PF people. Even Professor Jonathan, if I form a political party today and I happens to be the highest bidder in terms of money, I can tell you, he can easily change. So that is the typical, these are the calibers of people of ZANU-PF. You cannot trust them. What determines, and mostly they were pretending to be supporting. These people it's not Chiwenga was paying them. It's not that, really they met and he strategized with them to do what they have been doing on social media in his name. They have been doing it on their own to get what the idea was. They believed that he was going to remove Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa as quickly as possible. So what happened is that they were looking forward to be part of the next government. That is what these people do, essentially. Remember, Traore was part of ZANU-PF structures. part of the DCC members. So he's an ambitious also young person within ZANU-PF. At the moment, he feels the Chiwenga faction thing is not working because he was just clueless, supporting. It was just, they do betting, political betting. And at the moment when they view Chiwenga, and with the death of Blessed Geza, with the parliamentary process, to them, Emerson Mnangagwa has defeated Chiwenga. That is unfortunately their limited assessment of political events in ZANU-PF. And now they have to go back to Emerson Mnangagwa and twerk for him. And you can see he is doing so on social media. It's a way of getting back also to Mr. Jones, hoping that he can be given one or two responsibilities to execute. So typical of ZANU-PF members, it's a struggle to also be accommodated within the circle of those who are looting, and they can do whatever. So was he part of, either way, it's either he was just a part of the counterintelligence, specifically pretend to be supporting Blessed Geza, obtain as much information about him, or he was taking the chances to say, no, I think Chiwenga is going to defeat Mnangagwa. And if he defeats Mnangagwa and he knows that I support him, definitely he is going to incorporate me or accommodate me in his government. So especially, and you see these people jumped at the height of the Blessed Geza revolution. And there was a promise of another immediate coup that was going to take place within a very short space of time. So, typical of opportunists, they had now to create groups to be actually campaigning, to be supporting the revolution, but it took the longest period of time. To them, it's about survival. It's a battle of survival. Even today, if I were to take power, some of them, they will try, if I'm foolish, they will try to use the same strategies that they are using. So I expected this. Traore is a young man who is still trying to discover himself, who is still trying to also survive, So to me, I see someone who wants to survive. It's a survival tactic. Does he genuinely like Emerson Mnangagwa? Has he changed his views? Deep down, the views may not have been changed if he was genuinely on the side of retired General Chiwenga. And also, if indeed he wasn't planted, there are two schools of thought. It's either he was planted or he was not planted, just taking an opportunity. If he was not planted, just taking an opportunity, it would be difficult for Emerson Mnangagwa to trust him again. It will be quite difficult. He will make sure that he plays away, far, far, far away, because such an individual also can be equally used by retired General Chiwenga faction to obtain information from the Emerson Mnangagwa faction. We've seen a lot of leakages. Mnangagwa does not trust anyone, going even after the spy boss, firing the spy boss. So it's not a clear cut. I think I've spoken about this, but we are going to see a lot of opportunism to give an impression the other one has crossed that side. Even opposition today, if it is to get government, you will see that most of these people, they have mastered the art of bootlicking. Most of the people in ZANU-PF will actually even offer to lick the shoes of the opposition president for the sake of being accommodated, because this is who exactly ZANU-PF people are. They are just mere opportunists. But otherwise, the struggle to fight against this regime in fact, it continues. At the end of the day, the Zimbabwe has to work for everybody. You know, there is a problem when someone is moved by money. You are easily changed. You are easily defeated. But if something is coming genuinely there are very few people, because ZANU-PF created poverty, and they are also making use of poverty to actually control the people. And weak individuals cannot survive fighting against Emerson Mnangagwa for the longest period of time. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Good news, the album for 2026, the brand new one, will be coming out on the 11th of August 2026 at exactly 8 a.m. in the morning. Let's make a date. It will be available on all digital platforms. It's an EP album consisting of 3 songs which were recorded live, and also all 3 videos will be flighted on this channel. Stay tuned for that particular project. Thank you very much once again. Is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet